boys and girls, today we're going to be talking about how to write a 5-star sentence, okay? And one thing that will help you write a 5-star sentence is a little, kind of like a hand signal. And if you were here in person with me, I would have you do it with me and say it with me. So I want you to do that even though you're at home. And what you do is you say capital, and you make a C, and then you say space, and you move over, and then punctuation, and you make like a fist, like a period at the end of a sentence. So, I want you to say that with me. Say capital, make a C, space, move over, and then fist, punctuation. So capital, space, punctuation. Sorry about that, boys and girls. I had to stop the video for a second because somebody came in my room. But remember, whenever you get ready to write a sentence, I want you to say that in your brain, okay? Say capital, space, punctuation, okay? And your punctuation is either going to be a question mark, a period, an exclamation point, something like that. And what I mean by space is leaving space in between your words. In between your words and your letters, you need to leave some space. Not a lot of space, but some space in between your letters. So when you get your packet this week, you are going to have a story about Sam and the apple. And then you have 4 questions. And you're going to answer them using capital, space, punctuation when you are writing your answer. So for the first question, it says, who is the main character of the story? So if we are writing a full sentence, we don't just put his name, okay? We can say he is and then put his name, or we can say the main character is and put his name, but you don't just put his name, because if you just write his name, that's not a full sentence, okay? So I want you to write a full sentence when you're answering these. You should always, unless I tell you you don't have to, you should always write incomplete sentences. So if I was writing about who the main character was, I'm not going to write on the actual paper because I don't want there to be any writing on mine, but I'm going to write it on a piece of paper. I'm going to say the main character is, because that's what I'm talking about. So I always start my sentences off with what I'm talking about, especially if I'm answering the question. That way, whoever's reading your answer knows that it makes sense. Okay? So the main character is, and in this story, it's going to be Sam. All right. So this is what my sentence looks like. I have the main character is Sam. I'm going to check and see if I have capital, space, and punctuation. So, do I have a capital letter here? Thumbs up if I do. Yes. Do I have a punctuation at the end? Do I have a period? Yes. And did I leave enough space in between my letters? Yes. What makes it a 5-star sentence too, it's those 3 things, and then your handwriting, and if it makes sense. So, is my handwriting neat? Yes. Do I have the best handwriting in the world? No. But it is readable, so I can read what this says. Is it neat? I think so. It's pretty neat. Does this sentence make sense? So this is where I need to read it back to myself and make sure that it makes sense. The main character is Sam. Does that make sense? Thumbs up if it makes sense. Good deal. All right, so that's my 5-star sentence. I have capital, space, punctuation. My handwriting is neat, and it makes sense. That's how you get a 5-star sentence, okay? So I'm going to give myself 5 stars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm finished with that first sentence. So I want you all to do that with each of those questions. Think about what you're talking about. Make sure your sentence makes sense. Read it back to yourself, okay? Reading back to yourself helps so much because sometimes you catch little mistakes that you make. So if I had made a mistake, I would have caught it when I reread it. All right, I hope that you all have a good day, and I'll see you later.